USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the guy.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
That's right. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. Good morning.
We here. What's happening?
And we got our special guest host, Ashlee with 2 E's.
Back for day 2. What's going on? What's happening?
Of course, repping that
Ashlee?
H-Town, 93.7 The Beat. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling, Ash?
I'm feeling good. We went to Brooklyn yesterday. We went to the Hove thing at the library.
At the library, Book
We
Hove.
went to go see our friend Gabe on the radar. So,
Gabe?
Yep.
So I had a long day in New York yesterday.
What time did you go to bed? That's the most important thing.
9 o'clock. Don't tell my husband
That's
because
great.
I said I was going to bed at 7. I went at 9. It's all right.
Wait.
It's
Depend
all
what you were doing for those 2 hours.
Yeah, that depends.
What were you doing for those 2 hours?
It don't matter because of my location on, so he know.
Oh,
But
okay.
I was working. All right. That's all you need to know.
9 o'clock is a great time to be in bed.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
To be up at 4. That's what, 7 hours of sleep?
I was up at 2, sir. I had to work too. Yeah, I had stuff to record, but
Oh.
I don't know how y'all do it. I can't. Maybe after like 10 years of doing it, I'll get used to it.
You never truly do. You never truly do get used to it. It's just some of those mornings. Like this morning, like I worked out yesterday, so I'm sore, and I woke up sore today. But it's like you're going through the motions, but you never quite get used to it. You know, but it's something I enjoy. I like being up early. So
Yeah.
we here.
Yeah, especially if you got young children. Like my I think she 20 months now. She just likes to go to sleep when she wants to go to sleep. Like I try to put it down at 9 o'clock, but last night she didn't want to go to sleep at 9, and she was talking and she was making faces and jumping on the bed, and it was a tough one last night.
Oh no, we got a routine. 8:30. It's all winding down.
That's
baby.
what I tried, but
9
last
o'clock,
night she wasn't
everybody
having it.
asleep.
I don't know if somebody gave her some sugar or something. Well, whatever it was, she wasn't playing last night.
My 3 youngest know what it is.
Lucky for y'all got great people here. You know, like Sim helping you lint roll your shirt
Yeah.
at 5 a.m.
That's
you
right.
know?
She ain't never lint roll my damn shirt. Who
Did
shirt
you
she
ask
be
her?
lint rolling?
Well, she didn't help me. She gave me tape. I asked her for a lint roller. She was like, "We ain't got one up there. We had some tape." So she gave me some tape.
Okay.
But shout out to Sim. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. LL Cool J and the Roots will be joining us this morning.
Black Thought and Questlove, man. You talking about icons living?
They're on a tour, the Force Live tour, where I guess it's like a curation of 3 hours of music, and it's of course
LL and the Roots.
LL
That's all you need
performing.
to know.
You got special guests. It's gonna be dope. So we're gonna talk to LL, and this is
LL's
LL's
never
first
been
time
here.
here. Yeah, I was gonna say that. This is LL's first time on the Breakfast Club. It was a couple of times where I think he wanted to throw you around the ring.
He challenged me to a boxing match once. Yeah.
You was
But
wrong for not taking it.
Here's the thing about this interview. It's an hour and a half long.
Yes,
So it's one of them ones.
that's right.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right. And when we come back, we got front page news. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club on BET. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Ashlee, with us. Ashlee with 2 E's.
What's happening?
And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Teslin.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Ashlee. Good morning, Charlamagne the God and
Peace,
the Breakfast
Tez.
Club family.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about that Montgomery brawl. So there's some arrest warrants issued?
Yeah, another update on this story. Folks obviously have been following this everywhere, but Montgomery Police Chief Daryl Albert held a press conference yesterday to provide further details on the Riverfront fight that has been widely shared on social media the past few days. Let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
The suspects thus far have been identified as Richard Roberts, white male, 48 years old, with 2 outstanding warrants for assault, 3rd degree. Alan Todd, white male, 23 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. And Zachary Shipman, white male, 25 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. We have instructed those individuals to turn themselves into law enforcement, and as at this time, 1 is secured and in custody. The other 2 are set to turn themselves in within the next hour. We're also asking for Mr. Reggie Gray, the black male, 42 years old, who was seen wielding that folding chair, to contact the Montgomery Police Department for further interviews and as part of this investigation.
Are you laughing?
I am dying laughing.
I'm not coming back to have a conversation.
You got no choice. They know your name. You got to come up. And I'd pull up with the folding chair.
He didn't say it was a arrest warrant. They just said they want to have a conversation.
I'd pull up with the folding chair, and that's what I would sit in when we having an interview.
I would send my attorney unless there's a arrest warrant. I'm not talking. I already spoke.
All you got to do is Reggie can just plead temporary insanity, man. He was.
Or guess what he could plead? He could just say, "Hey, I fear for my life." He can do what the police officers do, and we'll see if that works.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Now,
what about the white woman?
It ain't gonna work. Maybe he could try it.
Hitting the white woman, that ain't gonna work. If he hit that white woman randomly,
but unfortunately, when they killed Pam Turner, when they killed Breonna Taylor, they were able to say fearful. I know I'm being facetious. We know it won't work, but I did want to point out that they're always able, police officers are able to shoot us down, and say, "Hey, I fear for my life" when they murdered Pam Turner. So I doubt it would work with him, but I'm being facetious. Obviously, it won't work. But
why wouldn't the white women have warrants out for their arrest? Because they were swinging on the brother too.
No, that's a great question. That's a great question. Maybe we should put that out there and ask. And again, we'll see. We'll follow this. Asking to come in for an interview doesn't necessarily mean, that he would be charged. But we know how America works. The possibility is certainly there. I'll continue to keep following the story. But it's just really interesting, guys. What do you think about how this conversation has just really, become a staple in our community? I saw yesterday somebody got a tattoo of the chair on their arm.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So I remember. You think that's ridiculous?
That's ridiculous. I mean, because the reality is, what I like about this whole situation is just, and I think we all like, it's just the unity, the solidarity, and the group operation.
Absolutely.
People having each other's backs. That's it. That's what I would like for people to take away from this situation. Not tattoos of chairs. You know what I mean? That's what I want people to carry with them from now on. If you see your fellow brother, your fellow sister in need of some assistance, help them. Stop pulling out your. Don't get me wrong. There was a bunch of people pulling out their damn phone recording.
Which was a good thing.
We needed all those angles, but a lot of times that's all we see. Is people pulling out their phones and recording instead of people, taking action. So that's what I take from the situation.
Well, they call Fred Hampton the chairman. You remember he was the chairman as well. So I guess now the chairman is a new level to what the chairman means. So.
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Now get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Pepsi Joe, good morning. DJ NB, Charlamagne. You have a guest today?
Yes, we have Ashlee with 2 E's.
What's up? What's going on?
What up, Pepsi?
What's up, Ashlee with 2 E's, respectfully. I'm just showing a little love from Brooklyn right now, and I think they blew that Alabama vote doc a little way too far. There's too many fights going on in the city for that to get blown up. But I do love how people came in to help.
Yeah, it's about the solidarity and the unity and the group operation. That's what I'm celebrating.
I do like that. Can I give one shout out to my uncle who recently passed away?
Go ahead, brother.
Shout out Uncle Wilder, man. I'm going to his funeral today. Much love from Harlem.
All right, bro. Be safe.
Thank you.
Sorry for your loss. Hello, who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Miriam calling from Newark, New Jersey.
Hey,
Peace, Miriam.
What up?
Brick
Get it
City.
off your chest.
Yes, Big City. So this is why I called you. I'm calling because I'm so blessed. I was so inspired by Dr. Cornel West yesterday because I'm in my 70s too. I'm the young lady who rapped for 50 Cent last year, and now I'm 72 years old, and I work with brothers and sisters who are in prison. And as I said, Cornel West inspired me so much by listening to him, because one of the things that I love doing is writing resumes for brothers and sisters who have been incarcerated to get employment. So I'm not stressing about anything. I'm blessed that the Creator has blessed me with so much experience to help these brothers and sisters. And also, I wanted to mention a brother who was in prison for 5 years. And while he was in prison, he created a cognitive program for brothers and sisters who have been incarcerated, and it's called Hustlelution, the evolution of a hustler. His name is Lance McGraw.
Okay.
He is now a millionaire selling banana pudding, the best.
Wow.
Selling banana pudding. He made $1 million off banana pudding?
That's what he's doing. And guess what? He's in over 200 ShopRites in New Jersey. He's also now in New York. He's in the 7-Eleven. And you can go to my Facebook or my website, and you can see the things that we're doing because I started a reentry program as well, and he's my vice president.
Hold on, what's the name of his banana pudding?
It's Lyrical Chef.
Miracle Chef?
No, Lyrical.
Lyrical Chef.
Lyrical. Lyrical.
Okay.
Oh, it came right up. Lyrical Chef banana pudding.
There you go.
Yes, and his name is Lance McGraw.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you,
I'm
Mama.
going to pull up the shop right and get some of that.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live?
Hello, who's this?
This is Jair. What's up, DJ Envy?
Jair, what's up? Get it off your chest, brother.
Man, I just wanted to say shout out to all the people that get up early and go to work. I'm a medical laboratory worker, so I'm up at 3 a.m. every day, coming in, saving lives, helping out these old folks. So shout out to all the old folks and people getting up early, going to work.
All right. Well, thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name is Cara.
Hey, Cara. Get it off your chest, mama.
I'm just calling to give my friends and my family their flowers. Well, first, I have a cake business. It's called A Piece of Cake. I want to give myself a shout out. My husband, who started the Brooklyn Rum Festival, which will be hosted this Saturday, August 12th. And my best friend, who has 30-minute hit, all women's kickboxing gym on Fulton Street and Mill Street.
Okay. Well, thank you, mama, for checking in.
Thank you.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Key.
Hey,
Peace, Key.
Get it off your chest, Key.
Hi, yes. So I would like to talk about that Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation.
Go ahead,
And I would like to say I do not agree with Tory Lanez getting 10 years. I don't follow the masses. Everybody agreeing and talking crazy about this man. I'm pretty sure it's something deeper than that situation. But I feel as though I would have respected Megan 10 times more if she really would have been truthful the entire time.
I don't think you know what I keep wondering about this situation. I don't think any of y'all read the case, because the reality of the situation is, if you actually read the case and you read all the evidence against Tory Lanez, including the phone call that he made from the jail, you knew that he was going to get found guilty. And not to mention, you know, he did stand up yesterday in court and take responsibility for his actions and say that he wished he could change the events of that night. You do realize that, right?
Listen, I didn't say he's not guilty. I said 10 years is a bit excessive.
I think that came off good for shooting at somebody.
Yeah, like shooting someone at close range. Like, what do you think is not excessive? What do you think is appropriate? Mm-hmm. That's a question.
Yeah, 10 years for shooting at somebody, especially a woman. As a man, I think he came off kind of good.
Yeah.
He's only got to do 85%. I say 85 like that's not a lot. But you got to do 85%. That's what, 8.5 years? And he got 10 months served. So he'll probably do like 7 years.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051 if you need to vent. You could always call us up. Now, I'm sure we're going to be talking about this in detail when we come back, Ashlee.
Yes, we definitely are going to be talking about Tory Lanez and the sentencing, as well as like a crazed fan who showed up to the courthouse blaming Megan because she had to miss work to be there.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll get into all that when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Ashlee with 2 E's with us.
What's happening?
Of course, she reps H-Town 93.7 The B. Shout out to my H-Town family out there. And let's get right into the rumors.
I don't know what y'all been talking.
Ashlee with 2 E's.
You already know.
This is the Rumor Report.
It's a full circle moment for me.
On The Breakfast Club.
What's happening? Let me pop it off.
Yeah, so obviously the biggest topic this morning is Tory Lanez being sentenced to 10 years in prison. So yesterday, Judge David Hereford sentenced Tory Lanez to 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. He was convicted in December of 3 felonies: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Here's a statement.
Rapper Tory Lanez gets 10 years in prison for shooting and injuring Megan Thee Stallion. Lanez was convicted of 3 felonies in the case back in December. The judge said it was, quote, difficult to reconcile the kind person and good father many described Lanez as being with the man who fired the gun at Megan. Megan testified that Lanez fired the gun at her feet and shouted for her to dance as she walked away from an SUV. This was back in July of 2020. DA George Gascon read a statement from Megan Thee Stallion.
Fortunately, the district attorney's office fought for me. I'm incredibly grateful to them and the jury for their attention to the evidence and siding with the truth. But it can happen. If it can happen to me, imagine those who lack the resources and support systems to help them.
So remember, it's been 3 years since this shooting happened. It happened in 2020. And prior to sentencing, Tory was seeking probation or a minimal prison sentence while prosecutors were asking for 13 years. I think the maximum was like 22. So he got 10. And inside the courtroom, Tory said, if I could turn back the series of events that night and change them, I would. The victim was my friend, speaking about Megan. The victim is someone I still care for to this day. And everything I did wrong that night, I take full responsibility for.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting for everybody who keeps saying they don't believe Tory did this. Like, as you just read, Ashlee, according to NBC News, he said in court yesterday he apologized for his actions and said he took full responsibility for the shooting.
Yeah.
One of his exact quotes was, if I could change it, like you just said, if I could change it, I would, but I can't. Everything I did that night, I take full responsibility. I'm just truly trying to be a better person, which I don't understand, because why would you wait until the day you are sentenced to come clean? Like, everything his lawyers was trying to do, like saying that he had childhood trauma and an alcohol problem, that only works if you admit you did it. So if that was going to be your defense, he should have came clean a whole lot earlier. You don't wait till the day of sentencing.
Like, even yesterday, they said, like, if I did do it, it's because I suffer from trauma and alcoholism. It's like he was trying to look for every plausible deniability loophole that there was.
I was about to say, F the internet. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting your information from the internet, from the narrative created online, then you're going to be misinformed all the time, especially when it comes to legal cases. Because when I read the details of this case a couple of years ago, the actual court documents, and I saw all the evidence that was against Tory, including the recorded phone call from jail with him apologizing while Megan was in the hospital, I knew he'd be found guilty.
Well, that's the problem.
And I couldn't understand why Tory was doing what he was doing on social media. I didn't understand why he put an album out talking about the incident. Like, there was absolutely zero reason for Tory Lanez to be trying this case in the court of public opinion the way he was.
Well, that's the problem. Most people don't read. They're not going to go through the affidavit. They're going to see what the headlines are and go with the headlines. And even like yesterday, people were talking. They were comparing cases. They were comparing this to the Pop Smoke case where the guy who one of the dudes got 4 years, and it was like, well, how does he get 4 years for murder and this happened for this? So people just compare things for no reason. They're totally two different cases, but
two different states.
Two different states. And so I guess it was
that was the same state.
It was both for California. Yeah, it was both for California. So I guess he'll have to serve the 10 years, and then he'll get deported back to Canada.
So he got to serve it here and then get deported.
Yeah, he has to serve it here, and then he gets deported.
Well, 85% of the time.
85% of
and he's already done what, 10 months?
Yes.
He's probably do like what, 7
years.
But that sound like, does that matter, like good behavior? Or it doesn't matter?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's always good behavior. You get 85% of the time of good behavior.
Okay. Well, also in this case, the LA County DA George Gascon, he said that women, especially black women, are afraid to report crimes like assault because they are too often not believed. And he commends Megan Thee Stallion for her incredible bravery and vulnerability as she underwent months of probing investigation and court appearances where she had to relive her trauma and the public scrutiny that followed.
Yeah. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I just would never understand why Tory was doing what he was doing on social media. Like, I would never understand why he tried to try this case in the court of public opinion. None of that ever mattered. It doesn't matter what anybody online thinks about this situation. It's about what happens in that actual courtroom.
Well, what was he doing when this happened? Quarantine radio. So that was his thing, was going to Instagram and like, let me get these people to co-sign me. Let me get some support. Maybe I can show that, like. But
I think as a community, we always have that problem. Like, if there's a situation, if anything is going on, the best thing to do is if you have a good attorney, is he'll tell you to shut the F up and handle it in court. And then when court's over, then you could run around and say what you want to say or whatever it may be, because whatever you say, as we've seen in this case, can be used against you in a court of law. So
they said he was antagonizing Megan online. Like, a lot of the reason that he got this stiff sentence is because of the stuff that he was doing online.
Correct.
Because he was wilding.
I don't get it.
A lot of y'all ask why I call myself Ashlee with 2 E's, because the Ashlee with the Y is a little crazy. Because there was an Ashlee that showed up to the courtroom who was like a crazy super fan of Tory Lanez. That's what she said.
I'm a woman, and I beat the out of Mariah with science. Do you get it? Same thing with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't give a how hard she is. Alright? And that's how Tory Lanez fans feel about him. We'll go to war for him, period. When I see her, along with Megan Thee Stallion, they're lucky as that we are being nice. Megan should thank me, because if it wasn't for me, Megan Thee Stallion thinks, y'all. She has an album now talking about, oh, I have anxiety. Oh, I can't think correct. I really came for Megan Thee Stallion, and I really made my team move the way that they can move. What type of music will really be coming out, y'all? That don't got no anxiety. I will bring anxiety to her.
I just want to clarify that woman's name was Ashlee Ramirez with a Y.
Yeah, I can promise you, none of that helped Tory in court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If the person you are defending is on trial for something violent, you probably don't need to show support by acting violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if you look at some of the viral tweets in support of Tory, some are saying Tory Lanez didn't deserve 10 years. That's insane. They'll crucify a black man any chance they get. Someone said Tory Lanez getting sentenced to 10 years in prison for a shawty that was twerking shortly after the incident is disheartening, to say the least. I don't know what to make of that. How someone gets shot and
well, people have the right for their opinions. People feel what they want to feel, and like Charlamagne said earlier, a lot of people don't know what actually happened in the case. Yeah. So they're just basing this off of internet and not off of the facts. And sometimes the facts show a different light.
One day we're going to have a conversation about, do people have the right to their opinion? I think people have the right to an informed opinion.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If your opinion is just based on, a false narrative, or your opinion is based on lies, I don't think you have the right to that. I agree. You have the right to an informed
You're right.
opinion.
Yeah, an informed opinion.
You know what I mean? An opinion rooted in facts.
Correct.
I know you're not on Twitter no more, but there's a little fact check box that shows up when you tweet. I feel like everybody needs to finish.
Does it work?
No.
Doesn't work.
You still, sometimes it'll do you want to read the article before you tweet it? It's nah, just tweet it.
So it'll fact check it and then give you the actual information? Oh.
But someone has to go in and fact check it and put something. But anyway, now on to Made in America Festival has been canceled. Yesterday it was announced that the Philly Festival that takes place every September has been canceled this year. Lizzo and SZA were set to headline the festival, and fans speculated that it was because of the heat that Lizzo is currently facing right now. But
really?
the official statement cites the cancellation being a result of production issues outside of their control. And it does say due to severe circumstances outside of production control, they can no longer have this festival. But I don't think even if it is Lizzo, they can easily replace.
Yeah, don't they
right?
Isn't it two headliners always?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had it was supposed to be Lizzo and SZA.
I said SZA.
SZA, yeah, no, Lizzo and SZA.
But they had they had Lotto, they had Doechii, they had a whole bunch of a team, an army.
I wonder if it was low ticket sales. Because a lot of these concerts have had a lot of low ticket sales.
You trying to throw a festival the year Drake and Beyonce are touring?
That's true.
It ain't gonna happen.
They couldn't find a bigger artist than Lizzo? There's got to be somebody bigger than Lizzo that they could put, right?
Who? Beyonce's on tour. Drake's on tour.
I don't know. Did you even need a double headliner? It's probably low ticket sales. That's probably what it is.
Probably low ticket sales.
They also had Miguel, Thames, Ice Spice, Metro Boomin, Coi Leray, Lotto, Lola Brooke, Coco Jones, Doechii.
Oh, come on now.
And many more.
You gotta, they would have been fine. It's low ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, this is the year that Beyonce, Drake, Taylor Swift all went on tour. Three of the biggest artists.
Right.
People ain't got money for that.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. Tezlyn Figaro will be joining us, and LL Cool J and the Roots will be joining us. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club on BET. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our special guest host, Ashlee with 2 E's.
Good morning.
And let's get back in the front page news. Let's talk about this. Court throws out conviction after a judge says black man looks like a criminal to me.
Yeah, this is crazy. An appeals court Thursday overturned the drug conviction of a black man, Leron Liggins, saying his rights were violated by a Detroit federal judge who was upset over delays in the case and declared, "This guy looks like a criminal to me." Now, the U.S. District Judge Stephen Murphy, who is white, apologized nearly 2 years later when the case against Leron finally was ready for trial. He explained that at the time he was mad and he regrets it. The appeal court said that Murphy should have removed himself as the judge at the time, but he did not. So the court threw out the drug distribution conviction and the 10-year prison sentence and ordered a new trial with a different judge. So let me ask you guys, should he get another trial or should they just charge it to the game?
Well, what does a criminal look like? That's what I would like to know. Like, what does the judge think a criminal looks like?
That's wild.
What is the profile of this young man that he thinks this man looks like a criminal? That's what I'd like to know.
So what happened was during the case, he, I guess, lost his composure. He got upset because the Liggins actually exercised his rights. He switched between wanting a plea deal and choosing a trial. And so the judge didn't like that. And he said, I'm tired of this case. I'm tired of this defendant. I'm tired of getting the runaround. This guy looks like a criminal to me. This is what criminals do. Innocent people don't do this if they want a fair trial. He's playing games with the court. And so because he made that statement in front of the jury, they're saying, hey, you basically influencing the jury.
Right.
And it wasn't right to do. So
what was it? It was what type of conviction?
Drug. It was a drug case.
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah, just charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game.
I mean, it sounds like a mistrial. Usually they just put another judge on that case and retry it, right?
They're putting another judge on the case, and that's what I'm asking you. Should they put another judge on the case or just charge it to the game? Say, hey, catch you next time.
I mean, you gotta. I would want them to follow the letter of the law. So I would want them to put another judge on the case, and they just retry the situation. Because that's usually what happens in those situations. It just don't get dismissed. I wish it was that easy, but it's not.
Yeah, but at this point, man, you got the man saying he looks like a criminal to me. It's all over the news. People seeing this case.
That's why you bring a new judge in. You bring in a new judge with some new eyes, and maybe that person don't look like a criminal in that judge's eyes.
Shoot.
Maybe that person is just listening to the actual evidence.
I don't know. I'd be nervous if I was him. Now let's talk about these thousands of city workers that picketed yesterday in L.A.
Yeah, once again, like Dr. West mentioned earlier this week on, all of these strikes happening everywhere. And once again, yet another strike yesterday. They did a one-day strike in L.A. The Los Angeles city workers walked out. Now, this marks the first strike action by the Los Angeles city workers in more than 40 years. ABC 7 has the report. Take a listen.
A 24-hour strike by 11,000 Los Angeles city workers across multiple departments hasn't left the city crippled, but certainly sent a message to those who work at City Hall that they feel disrespected.
We are the union! We having guns put on us, and we just trying to do our job. We ask for all type of protection. We can't get that. But when we complain to our manager and stuff, we don't get no help.
Everyone walked out yesterday. It was very interesting when I looked at the report. All of the sanitation workers, refused to pick up trash. So you saw a huge, parking lot full of, sanitation workers. So I think people have a new respect for that when your garbage isn't picked up. And so there's allegedly, supposed to be going back to work, but they said they still, they want fair negotiations like everybody else. They've had repeated labor law violations. And so they're asking that the city negotiates in good faith. So
why do we act like those sanitation workers aren't public servants that are necessary for our community? You know what I'm saying? We have no idea how stress-free they make our lives until you see all that trash piled up on the side of the road. And now you like, damn, ain't nobody gonna pick this trash up? Yeah, the same people that you neglecting, the same people that you acting like, you shouldn't, treat well.
Right.
Yeah, yo, respect the sanitation workers, man. It's all of those people like that make our world go around and that make our lives easier that we just, for whatever reason, tend to neglect all the time.
Well, you see, even in New York, New Jersey, a lot of the sanitation workers in the winter do the snow plow as well. They get the snow out the way too. So yes, they are definitely needed, and they definitely need to be respected. We need to make sure they all right.
Would you date a sanitation worker, Tess?
Absolutely. Shout out to my Uncle Daniel, rest in peace, was a sanitation worker for the great city of Houston, Texas, Ashlee with two E's. For over 30 years. And not only did he retire as a sanitation worker, he had great health care insurance, and he also used to collect copper. On a lot of his runs. And Uncle Daniel will probably get about an extra 30 or 50,000 a year just on copper. So absolutely I would, because that means I would date somebody like my uncle.
There you go. See, a public servant. Salute to all the sanitation workers out there, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that is front page news.
And make sure you subscribe to Tesla and Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, and follow Tesla and Figaro on all social media platforms at Tesla and Figaro.
That's right. All right. When we come back, legends will be in the building.
Man, we got an icon living who's never been up here.
That's right.
We got the legendary hip hop band.
That's right. LL Cool J and the Roots will be joining us, and we'll get to kick it with them when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody.
everybody? It's DJ MV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now we got some special guests in the buildings.
Yes, indeed.
Some legends, some icons. Of course, we got the Roots, Black Thought and Questlove. Welcome.
Morning, everybody. It's Black Thought from the Roots.
There you go. They've been up here before, and we got another icon that's never been up here before.
Yes.
The legendary icon, LL Cool J. Welcome. Queens
First timer?
His first time. First time.
LL stands for Living Legend at this point.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Take the love.
Absolutely. So let's first start with, why you guys are here together. Because people are like, well, why is LL and the Roots together? So you guys are going on the road, on the tour.
Yeah.
So how did this tour come about?
Whose versions?
Well, I mean, really, in short, in short, the planets and the stars sort of aligned themselves and it made it possible for us to work together on this huge segment that we did for the Grammys this year. And I think, from that, the idea of us always having wanted to, work together in some way, it opened the collaborative path. And it was like, yo, why don't we try to take this show on the road? It was huge. What we did just in that 1 15-minute segment was so huge for the culture. And, this being hip hop's 50th anniversary and that whole deal, it made sense to try and do something celebratory in that way, from region to region.
Now ladies love Cool James.
Yo,
what got you into hip hop and said, you know what, I want to be MC? Where did the love come from as a kid from Queens and say, this is what I want to do?
Well, when those first wave of tapes came around, like Cold Crush Brothers and Fantastic Romantic 5 and Force MCs and Treacherous 3, Grandmaster, Furious 5, and all of those groups when they were just tapes running around, Harlem World tapes, and then the songs came later. That was the first time that I heard young black kids sound empowered. It was the first time that I heard or could envision us doing something great. Because before that, all the images I had seen were us like handcuffed, being put in a police car or some sort of charge or, so that empowering feeling. The braggadocio thing that, that we really focused on came not from a place of looking down on high on people, but more about I could be somebody. You know what I'm saying? The world looks at me and like I'm invisible. My friends up the block get killed and nobody says anything. So when I'm bragging and I'm boasting, what I'm really doing is saying, hey, look at me, I exist. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was a real special thing and a spectacular thing. I mean, I'm 8, I'm 9 years old, I'm 10 years old, and I'm being introduced to this thing, and I just completely fell in love with it. And then, 8, 9, I'm a fan of the rap. My grandfather buys me some equipment at 11. I'm DJing. I'm messing around with that, but I'm still rhyming, and I'm going back and forth. And then, eventually, one thing led to another, and here we are. Def Jam and the whole nine.
Do you consider yourself a founding father of hip-hop? Because, people always will say, right. Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, people like that. But as far as hip hop as we know now, I would say you and Run DMC.
Yeah, so I'm definitely generation 1.5. You know what I'm saying? You got to give Flash and Herc and Force and all them, Grand Wizard Theodore their due. The thing that myself and Run DMC did, what we did is we took it to the world. We took it global. You know what I'm saying? We took it from the city and took it around the world. You know what I'm saying? And that was the difference. So they brought it, they took it from the Bronx and Harlem out to the 5 boroughs and, around the world somewhat. They didn't penetrate the market quite as deeply. Then we took it and made it global. I
think from a Philadelphia standpoint too, just from the outside looking in, with that 1.5 generation with you and artists like Run and D, that was our first time sort of seeing our own reflection.
Exactly.
On stage. It was like, again, I was a huge fan of all the other founding fathers, but they didn't look like people from around my way, you know what I'm saying? And when I saw Run, Jam Master J, L, they looked like the corner boys like that was outside, and I saw myself in that. So, that's where a lot of the inspiration for me to do what I do came from.
Not to mention, L is very modest, but L literally invented what I call postmodern hip hop, like the 3-minute rap song. 16 bar, like before LL, even Run DMC's first album, like it's like that's like 8 minutes, like 7 verses. You know what I mean? Like LL literally invented the 16. Maybe the 24, the chorus. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the song has choruses on it. So
I love rap.
Yeah, like literally emotions on rap. Like he's pioneered for like so many things that he never gets credit for. He was like the first teen idol. The first, like, there's so many firsts with him that you take it for granted. So
I was going to ask, when you talked about Def Jam, so let's talk about that when they came to you with a contract to sign. Do you remember what your first contract looked like and how much they gave you?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that.
First of all, you got to remember that Def Jam was a production company. There was no label. Okay, It's Yours by Tila Rock was on Party Time Streetwise label. It was Def Jam Productions, which was Rick was the producer, along with Jazzy J. And it was more than a contract. They were actually forming a label. Rick was having a problem, he was having problems getting his money from the other label he was dealing with. So they wanted to start this new thing. So, that first contract at the time, we split the publishing. They gave me like $50,000. But before that, actually, my first single I ever made, I didn't have a contract. When I made I Need a Beat, which was the very first song I ever made, I had no contract. It was just like, yo, let's just get it. And we'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be willing to crawl over the barbed wire fence with no shirt on. You know what I'm saying? To get what you want.
No shirt on, right?
He's the king.
Sometimes you got to crawl over the barbed wire fence with no shirt on.
You know what I'm saying?
by the end of this tour, I'm gonna have 100 LL-isms. I'm on number 6 already. I'm about to write this one down. So.
That was what it was. And
How old were you at this point?
16.
Wow.
I was 16 when I made, when we started Def Jam, I was 16.
Did you ever feel like you should have had like equity in Def Jam?
I did have equity in Def Jam.
Oh, okay.
I did have equity in Def Jam. I just sold it a little early. But I definitely had ownership in Def Jam, ownership in FUBU. I have ownership in NCIS Los Angeles, ownership in Lip Sync Battle. I have, I own my catalog. So the things that I do, I did well, but I didn't do it for the money.
And where did you get the business mind from? Was it your mom's? Was it, uncle? Like, where did you get that? Because I don't think a lot of people were thinking ownership back then. They were just thinking, I need to blow up.
You know what? You know what I've learned, man? People may have heard me say this before. If a homeless man tell you not to do push-ups in traffic, you should listen, because you might get ran over. A lot of times people are like, yo.
That's another one.
Yo, a lot of people are like, yo, you homeless. What do you know? You're like, all right. Today in the news. right? So the business thing I learned from people before me and after me.
Now with the moniker Ladies Love Cool J, right? Did you always feel like these dudes gonna think I'm sweet, so I have to have these rhymes in the corner just in case?
The Ladies Love Cool J thing was just wishful thinking, B. I'm 15, I want girls. I'm Ladies Love Cool J.
Right.
It wasn't really that deep.
Manifested.
It could have ended up not being true.
Right.
It didn't have to be that. Like people took that a little. It just kind of worked out.
Ladies going love.
Yeah. I hope Ladies Love. I-L Cool J. I hope ladies. You know what I mean? But
you never rebelled against the sex symbol image? I saw Mad Man say you didn't like it.
I mean, I made I Need Love because I like girls. I made like Rock the Bells because I like to do the hard For me growing up, I like girls, right? So putting I Need Love out, me doing love songs is the equivalent of me walking in the projects with a neck full of jewelry.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The strength is in doing what you want to do.
True.
Artistically. That's where the strength is. I do what I want to do artistically. I don't do what they say I should do because then I'm not being me. I'm fronting. I'm being somebody else, right? So I think that, and I just say a lot of young men in general, never limit yourself to the perception of what other people think you should be.
Right.
Don't limit yourself to that. Be yourself.
All right, we got more with LL Cool J in the Roots. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with LL Cool J in the Roots. Does that ever bother you with both of y'all that, y'all are so legendary in hip-hop, but people might not look at you as a rapper. They might just look at you as an actor. Or people might not look at y'all as the Roots as in a group, but just the guys that do the band for the night.
What people?
The younger generation especially.
No.
I think there's value in that we've been able to reinvent ourselves in a way that our brand has had, different iterations, different complete just lives. So the fact that, we've been on, TV every day for the past 15 years, it's a whole demo. They only know us from that. So that leaves a whole new space for them to explore when they discover our body of work. And then there's people who've been diehard fans of, LL and the Roots forever who may have lost track of our musical contributions along the way. So I just appreciate the chance to sort of keep reintroducing myself. Me and L were just talking about how, you just pop out every now and then as an artist to shut down with those little, not so gentle reminders, you know what I'm saying? And you good. And that's sort of how we navigate the space.
And the way I look at it as it's just an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful opportunity to put you up on something new. And if you don't know, come find out. Come to the show. You know what I'm saying? That's why we on tour. You can come see some music. It's multi-generational. You know, just like the festival, multi-generational. So come out to the tour, come to the Force Tour, see what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Get put on to something new. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, come find out.
Is it true that Jimmy Fallon is paying the staff out of pocket while y'all on strike?
That's a no.
Question let me check my check. Let me check my bank account right now.
That was a no.
No, I got like 19 other jobs. So it's not like, yo, where my Fallon money at? You know, no one is getting paid after that. That's kind of a myth.
I was going to ask, was there at any point of any of y'all lives did y'all lose love for hip hop? Maybe it was the sound change. Maybe it wasn't received the right way, or maybe it was I'm getting money over here. Was there any time at that at all?
For me, no, because I'm getting money over here has nothing to do with loving hip hop. I don't make rap music and do hip hop culture and rock the bells and all this to make money, to survive.
Well, I will say that, you know, there's times if you're creative and your passion turns into your livelihood, that sometimes you might have to leave it for a second. I mean, there's definitely been moments where, like, you know, like he and I have put, since 93, probably somewhere between 150 to 200 shows a year. You know what I mean? From 93 up until like when we started Fallon, 2009.
Yeah.
Like our lives was on a tour bus. And, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side. And so doing the Tonight Show allowed us especially to see what other magical powers we had. Like I didn't know, like, oh, I can write books, and both of us are professors at NYU. You know, he wrote a play, I did a movie, and all those other things. So
a smart team, man.
Well, man, it's not more than sport, just curious. Like I think all of us are creatives, and that's the thing. Like we're creatives that are discovering that sometimes our talent is transferable to other mediums and avenues. Like Tariq, he's a better cook. I'll put him against any 3 Michelin star chef or black grandmother or whatever.
To believe it.
About to have my inbox.
I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
No, for real. Like he's the king.
This is Gordon Ramsay. I heard you wanted the smoke.
No, he's getting up at 4 a.m.
I catered for the Roots the other night.
Yeah,
I brought a bunch of grub to the
chefing
show
it up
to rock the bells. So you go ahead and tell them what I brought. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he everything from crab legs to lobster to collard greens to like his cooking. But that's what I'm saying. Like his creativity.
I'm able to check all the boxes.
You left the chitlins home.
Yeah, I definitely left the chitlins home. I left the chitlins on the grill.
There had to be a moment in y'all careers where y'all question things, though.
You know, yeah, definitely. There have been many moments, where I've questioned, myself, and where we've questioned ourselves. You know what I mean, as a collective. And in those moments of pause, that's when you're able to answer the call. And I think you just get those bursts of clarity, and it's been a blessing that we've been able to reinvent ourselves. Because I just like I was saying, I would be making music, I would be writing songs, and creating art. Whether I was able to, support myself and my family off of it or not. So it's a blessing. Like, the plus is that I'm also able to make a career out of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's been times that I've questioned, like what the next chapter would look like, or what the next, sort of act 3 of my career. Am I going to be able to swing another, reinvention? It's those moments when you sort of listen to the universe and you go with your heart and things become more clear.
I mean, yeah. Listen, man, there's always going to be a time in life where you have doubts and you have concerns and you have insecurities and you feel like uncomfortable or discomfort about certain things. But like Tariq said, answering that call and following your intuition, following that small voice inside of you and go for it. You can't be fearful in life. You can't be scary. And the person that you have to be able to trust the most is yourself. And you have to be able to trust yourself in moments when you are susceptible to fear and weakness. And you just have to find that strength and keep moving through.
You have times been challenged and you threw shots, whether it was Mo D back in the day, Cannabis, or people even say Hove. Have you ever ran into the people that you've ever had a lyrical sparring, and is it all jokes and fun now, or is it still like standoffish?
No, I ain't no standoffish, man. That's a sport.
Okay.
There's no I mean, some dudes, look, everybody's different, man. Some people, it really bothers them. Like, some people are really bothered.
I gotta ask, like, post Jack the Ripper,
right?
Or post How You Like Me Now, like,
right.
Were you and Mo D ever in the room together at any of those periods? Like,
yeah, I walked out on stage at this concert before. Like, I'm crazy.
Wait,
See?
what?
There was no social media back then.
That was the kind of stuff. Yeah, hey, we see each other, we laugh.
Really? So when you walked out, what happened?
Nothing. It's ridiculous.
You just walked across the stage.
I'm crazy.
L kind of pioneered the rap beat. Like,
Yes. Well,
Mo D, him and Busy.
I mean, yeah, you know.
But then with Cannabis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have y'all spoken?
I brought him out at Barclays when I performed. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ice-T, you and Ice-T, we've seen pictures of y'all.
I mean, yeah, we got we got things we doing now together. You know?
What about you and Hov? What was you and Hov? I never understood that one either. That felt like just ego.
I honestly couldn't tell you, bro. I have no idea. All I know is it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Like, we Gucci. Like, for real. Like, listen, man.
Does a conversation make things straight, or just over time you realize it wasn't really about nothing?
They said you at the time you didn't like him as president of Def Jam. That's where they said it came from.
Dude, look,
next question.
These are the questions.
Y'all good though.
Is there old street stuff? Is there stuff like that?
No, ain't no street stuff. Yo,
Next question.
I tell you like this, man. You know, at the end of the day, I got love for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do great things. You know, as a matter of fact, I think there's a part in the show where I actually get into this stuff a little bit with a freestyle. So, people should just come to the show and check it out and hear how I address it.
All right, we'll keep it locked. We got more with LL and the Roots. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
About music, how do y'all feel about, because we are celebrating 50 years of hip hop. How do you feel about icons that haven't gotten paid? Like icons that really paved the way, laid this foundation, but they haven't gotten paid the way they feel like they should.
That's the $1 million question in music history, because it happens with blues artists. It's happened with my dad's doo-wop generation, and
look, I started Rock the Bells as a company, right? So I gave DJ Kool Herc equity. Run DMC has equity in Rock the Bells ownership. Roxanne Shante has ownership. Big Daddy Kane has ownership. Salt and Pepper has ownership. Eminem actually invested. He wrote a check. He has some. Ernie Panicoli, the photographer, hip hop photographer, has ownership. I gave quite a few different people. Fat Five Freddy has ownership. And because we've created such a high valuation with Rock the Bells and what that's become, that equity is going to mean something for them in their estates. So why did I answer like that? Because my thing is this: you don't get bitter, you get better. And instead of like when I felt like, I don't feel like they play my music enough, I got my own channel, right? But then I decided, you know what? It's not about me though. It's about the culture. So I'm going to play. I'm not going to be a pig. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to make sure that I take care of everybody. So with Rock the Bells, that question is being answered through action. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how you deal with that. You know what I mean, Charlamagne? That's how you deal with it. You don't deal with it by complaining and pulling out the world's smallest violin and just talking about how sad it is that it happened again. You do something about it. You know what I mean?
But not only that,
and there are other things that are happening as well that you'll know about later.
Like a union or something? Or?
You'll hear about it later.
Now, what was your most favorite hip hop moment?
For me, there's been very many of them. A standout moment for me, like when I felt like I had arrived as an MC, was many years ago. Was it 96? A great day in hip hop. 98. When was that?
98.
The Source Magazine shoot?
Yeah. Oh, it was
Double XL.
Double XL.
It was the day we mastered Things Fall Apart. It's like September 28th. 1998.
Word.
Yeah.
So like in 98 when, everybody, they got all of hip hop essentially together.
Yeah, that was
or at
dope.
least, people who represented every genre, every region. We all got together in Harlem and took a photo.
I remember that.
I remember that. I wanted to be there.
Based on the image that Gordon Parks took years ago. That was a great day in jazz where all the jazz musicians took the same photo on these in front of these brownstones in Harlem. And I had to step out right before this photo was taken. I had to step out to run, use the bathroom or something. And I left, and when I came back, they was ready to take the picture. So I'm like, excuse me, ushering my way back through the crowd. Because I think where they had the Roots was way in the nosebleeds of this image. And as I'm, making my way back up to the top, I bumped into Rakim. And it was my first time meeting him in person. And when he looked, he had a hoodie on. I didn't know who I bumped into when I looked at dude. It was like a druid or somebody. He lifted his head up, pulled the hoodie back. He was like, "Oh," York.
Thought.
And he was hype. He was like more excited to meet me, and I was like, yo, like I must be that dude. Like I'm here, yo. Rakim is hype to me. You know what I'm saying? And that was a huge moment for me, man. I went back up there. You know, I took the pick, and things have never been the same.
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest moment in hip hop for me in my entire career, the moment that like really it was. They call me Big Ellie. Big silly, big money, big really. Yo,
good one.
I want to speak.
Yeah, that was a moment, bro. That Big Ellie moment.
Listen, I want to talk. I want to talk about just how fun it is, you know, for me as an artist, as someone, you know, who came up just quoting all these lyrics to, you know, to have a chance to support my heroes. You know what I mean? It's always a full circle moment for me when I get up there and I get to sort of play the supporting role to a LL or a Kane or Rakim or, you know what I'm saying?
Rap superheroes, man.
It's huge for me. It's not.
You know, but what's impressive though? What's impressive is you know everybody's catalog.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a photographic memory. Yeah, and you sound great, and you know it's like it comes natural. So it's like you're a pro. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you got a wide mic and still can stay out the way. So that's some real, like, you know, everybody don't know how to do that. Like, I'm used to that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like those kinds of things. Like, I mean, look, I love working with them. I love what we're doing. You know, I think that when people come and see this tour and see how we're doing it, the guests we bring in and out, depending on what city we're in, Queen Latifah or Method Man and Redman or Juvenile or even Ice-T. He got some dates on the tour. He's going to be out there with me on stage. Wow. I mean, so many different acts that'll be on the stage. I think people are going to be blown away.
How stressful was putting together the 50th anniversary tribute for the Grammys? Because I know you call me
Big silly, big money, yo, the Big Ellie.
I'll put it this way,
Big Quessy.
I'll put it this way: two of the artists dropped out an hour before taping, and the thing is that it's so tightly choreographed that you're not just dealing with. Like, we make it look easy, like, okay, da-da-da's not here right now, so let's just skip his part. No, because the show is live. So this means that now I personally have to run to the light people to tell them, yo, the 7-minute and 13-second portion till 8:23 is out. While they're doing the show live, during commercial breaks, they have to now edit. Then you have to run to the dancers and tell them, hey, guys, bad news. Blah, 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 blah is not here anymore. So, and they're all like dejected. Like, it was the most MacGyver thing I ever did in my life. Wow. And it still came off. Like, I wasn't even aware that Lil Uzi Vert had got my text for him to come on stage to do that. So I'm thinking, I don't know if you remember Purple Rain when like Prince stormed off stage after Purple Rain because he thought like he f***ed up. Like I was about to have a panic attack. Like it's over, and all the Roots are celebrating. I'm like, wait, what are y'all celebrating for? And they're looking on Twitter like, you see this? And I was like, wait, Uzi was on stage?
Loved it.
Only because where I was positioned, I couldn't see my peripheral.
I like him.
Couldn't see if he actually like literally.
I would say the way the stage of the Grammys this year was set up, it was two complete different stages.
Yeah,
you know. So like half the band was essentially in a different room.
So it came off, but just as the person who was the traffic cop making up for okay, we gotta skip this song, that or whatever. Like
it was a difficult one.
It was a Hail Mary throw, and
then you caught it. You gotta talk to people. Some people you have to like rub lavender scent under their nose. Another dude needs he needs a cup of black coffee. This one over here, you gotta put your thumb right on his trap, right as you talk to him. This one you gotta snap your fingers. He's okay. You know what I mean? So it's like somebody's distracted. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's an impossible show to do though, because you're going to miss people
and people are going to get mad.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I just recommend that you make sure that you know what you're getting into. Because back in November, I was like, hell yeah, I want to do this. And then by January, I was like, I see what y'all did. Now,
good guy, not nice guy, right?
Right.
We knew in advance we couldn't have everybody. It'd be 10,000 people. We can't do 10,000 songs in a row.
Yeah, my first draft was like 28 minutes because I included everybody. You know what I mean? So... it was supposed to be 11 minutes, and we fought hard for those 13 minutes. Like, we just...
And you got to remember how many millions of dollars those minutes cost, right? You know what I'm saying, Quest? We doing right by our culture. And that's the thing. Quest, look, did a massive job orchestrating it, kind of moving these pieces around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have... you do the best you can, right? We knew we couldn't please everybody. He did everything within his power to make sure that everybody was represented on some level. Everybody from Chuck D to Glorilla and Lil Baby.
All right, we'll keep it locked. We got more with LL and the Roots. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with LL Cool J and the Roots. Charlamagne?
How do y'all feel about lists? Because Billboard had y'all ranked number 10 group of all time.
Really?
Yeah, LL, they had you ranked number 14 of the top rappers ever. And you coined the term GOAT. But for some reason, your name doesn't always get put in those GOAT conversations. How did that?
Because he's too good. People could never look that.
Well, I guess I just got to do something about it. I guess that just means I got some work to do. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it means. I mean, I could sit here and come up with 1,000 different excuses, but at the end of the day, I guess my job is to change that narrative. So, to be continued.
For me, man, like, I'm not, I'm fine. Like, when I do fall, like, on those lists, it's always, just an honor to be held in the company that I'm held in, you know what I'm saying? It's never any other artist on those lists that I don't feel, deserve it. But, where you rank, I think that, is relative. And I think that, it varies from person to person, different folks' opinions. Yeah, I know I'm a force to be reckoned with. I know everybody know that. So I'm fine with it,
Yeah, and the other thing I would add is that I think this is an overused term, but in my case, I'm different, B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like, I really am.
That's a fact.
So it's like, they don't understand, like, how much I changed the world if you wasn't there. You just don't understand that. Like, you have to remember that just with Def Jam alone, name the artist that was signed to Def Jam over time. Name 5.
Jay-Z,
Original Concept,
Cool J,
Who else?
Beastie Boys,
Public Enemy,
The Roots.
Okay. All right, now stop right. All right, so let's stop right there, right? So I'm the first artist on Def Jam. It was a production company, Tila Rock. I'm the first artist. I put the label on my back, and I got us the distribution deal with my album.
You're welcome.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What are we really talking about here? Like, so that's putting the work in to really be a pillar.
I got to ask, the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop to y'all, who would be the four faces on there?
Objectively,
Who goes first?
Not even personally. You can't be too personal. And we're telling the
I'm
story.
not those people that put himself on his own list.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, your personal favorites. Like, in the future, when we're not here and somebody's looking, like, who are those people?
They call me Big Allen.
All right, so as a music lover, DJ, and a producer, my Mount Rushmore of albums would probably be Nation of Millions, 3 Feet High and Rising, Enter the 36, and probably lastly, I might say Midnight Marauders. Like, those 4 records sort of informed me to go deeper into the culture and actually to get my own career. So,
look, man, I just keep it simple. To me, when you talk about like a real Rushmore and you talk about the shaping of the culture, you have to look at it's first principles. It's like anything else. You break it down to first principles, right? You got to put DJ Kool Herc. He ain't on Rushmore. He just started it. Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Just something I did. Okay, and then you have to put Run DMC up there because they kicked down the doors and the walls and, put me on their back to a certain extent as well. And I was the solo guy who went out there, got shot out of that cannon. And then you have to put Flash and Mel. Flash because he made us dream of the culture, the DJ, the art of the DJ, the idea that a DJ could affect culture and move culture. Flash made us do that. And then you got to say Mel because he was the first original prolific writer. Like, those are the core. You know what I'm saying? You have a couple of others, but like that core right there is the real core. Anything after that, fan base, this, it's based on, oh, he made money, or oh, he had a lot of platinum albums, or oh, he got people to change their shirts. Oh, he got, all of that is cool. But DJ Kool Herc, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, and Mel, you remove that and like, what you got?
Yeah.
For me, I think it boils down to just who had the most impact, upon my craft. So I give props to, the L's and, the Beastie Boys and the Chuck D's and even running them, even though they weren't Def Jam artists, but that whole first wave of Def Jam artists were the first people that I heard had that Rush roster. They had that powerful cadence that was just different from what Mel and Curtis Blow and everybody was doing. You know what I'm saying? Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? They came out like, what's going on? LL Cool, and Chuck D, you know what I mean? Here it is.
Yelling.
There was the yelling. So it was, you know, that was like, wow, like they had arrived, they, you know, changed the way I wrote, you know what I'm saying, after I was exposed to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did Cube ever write for you? Or collaborate on the record?
You can still tap his jaw.
Right for me.
You can still tap his jaw, L. You can tap his jaw, L.
No, we never did any music together.
I saw this on the internet. Somebody said around that time Cube was helping you.
You know what? People have this, you know, people, they got a lot of stories, bro.
Yeah,
they come up with a lot of stories. You know what I mean? Hey, Michael Jordan, did somebody ever bounce the ball for you and shoot your jump shot for you? Like, no, I shot the jump shot. Listen, I'm not above collaborating on a chorus or working on something. Like, I'm not picky like that. If I was writing a rhyme and somebody said, yo, said a word, I'd be like, all right, I like that word. I'm cool with that. But, you know, I write my songs. You know what I'm saying? I have to because it has to come from me. And if you collaborate too much on, at least from LL Cool J fans, if I collaborated too much with somebody on writing, it would affect what they're listening to. It wouldn't sound like me. You know what I mean? Because they are very unique things to LL Cool J. So I'll give you an example. So I tried to do a more collaborative writing album. I did a whole album with 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, 50 Soul.
And we were writing together on this album. And when it was done, I listened to it. I'm like, it sounds good. I like the music, the rhymes. It sounds cool, but it ain't me. So I didn't put it out. It wasn't nothing against 50. I love 50. I just wanted to try something different. Maybe we collaborate, write together. It didn't work.
I think you said Paradise was the song.
No. Paradise is totally different. Okay. 50 wrote the chorus on Paradise for A. Marie. What she sung.
Got you.
He didn't write my rhymes.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like, people get that a little, you know what I'm saying? That being said, when that happened, I didn't even know 50 was involved. That was the track masters. They got that done, right? So, and they played with the chorus. I liked it, etc. You know, we tried to work together, and that's my man. You know what I'm saying? We real cool. But the collaborative thing, when it comes to my verses, that doesn't work for me. And, you know, I'm kind of like, it's funny. When you do this a long time, the longer you do this, the more people, does he still got it? Can he still do it? Is he going to be able to do it? It kind of reminds me of the Crawford fight the other night. There were a lot of people who were really nervous for Crawford.
I picked
right? Yeah, it was a lot of people that were nervous for Crawford when he was walking in the ring. And he showed what it is. And I think with me, for whatever reason, people are never quite sure how it's going to be. But
do you like being underestimated?
I love it. I actually love it. I'm good with that. I'm good with that because that, you know, that only makes the jab that much stiffer.
Glad you have it. Thank you. We appreciate. Make sure you get tickets for the tour. How can they get tickets if they need to?
Just go to Ticketmaster.com and check it out. The Force Tour, LL Cool J and the Roots. And one other thing I want to tell you: this show is not like the music stops, then another artist comes on, then the music starts, and another artist stops.
I'm gonna show up an hour or two before.
Don't show up. This is one long. What is it? 2-3 hours?
Yes, it's one long mixtape.
It's a mixtape.
Wow. Think of the Grammys, and that's how we're formatted.
One long mixtape.
The other day, okay.
All right. So get there on time. Get there on time. Don't be trying to make a grand entrance with feet hurting and all that. Just get in on time. And let's have some fun.
You know what I mean? Headsprung, the first song that comes out.
They call me Big
LL Cool J, the Roots, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
With audio titles on business, fitness, motivation, and more, Audible keeps your imagination pumped and ready to hit new goals. Check out all the audiobooks, podcasts, and originals you could want and sign up for 30 days free at audible.com/Breakfast Club.
Make sure you tell them to watch out for Florida, man.
The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Yes, you are a donkey.
A Florida man attacked an ATM for a very strange reason. It gave him too much money. Florida man is arrested after deputies say he rigged the door to his home in an attempt to electrocute his pregnant wife. Police arrested an Orlando man for attacking a flamingo.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Donkey of the day with Charlamagne the God. I don't know why y'all keep letting him get y'all like this.
Before we do Donkey today, I want to tell y'all too that first of all, it's dropping the clues bombs for LL Cool J and the Roots, right?
Absolutely.
That interview will be up on YouTube, and it's how long is it?
Hour and 30.
Hour and 30 minutes. So Yeah.
Great conversation.
Yes. Donkey of the day for Wednesday, August 9th goes to Derek Porter. Now, Derek is a Georgia man, but this incident happened in Panama City Beach, Florida, so it's clearly something in the water in Florida. You spend too much time there, you get hit with that Florida fool gene. Now, what does your Uncle Charla always say about the great state of Florida? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and today is no exception, okay? Derek Porter, you are a Florida man today. Now, let me start with the headline, courtesy of News Channel 8 Florida, because I love the headlines when they come from Florida, okay? When this Florida foolishness, the headlines be amazing, okay? First off, the headline reads, Florida. Then it says, man breaks into Florida church, baptizes himself before stealing money. Let's go to News Channel 8 for the report, please.
A mid-morning manhunt ended today with a Georgia man in custody. Bay County Sheriff's deputies arrested Derek Porter on burglary, criminal mischief, and several drug charges. They say that Porter broke into the Emerald Beach Church of God on Alf Coleman in Panama City Beach this morning. He allegedly used a cinder block to smash a window, which alerted a church employee who fled. Authorities say that Porter caused about $8,000 in damage, took some electronic equipment and the church money back. Deputies, Panama City Beach Police, and canine units descended on the church and arrested Porter. They say he had meth and paraphernalia. Porter supposedly claimed that he could not remember what happened inside of the church, at least not most of it, but he did say he remembered baptizing himself in the church's baptism pool, and he claimed something was holding his head under the water. Porter was already free on bond for a burglary in Georgia.
There's so much wrong with this. First of all, using a cinder block to break the church's windows, to break into the church. Now, I know scripture says that God does not live in houses made by human hands, so I'm not going to say the church is God's house, but it is a place of positivity for the most part. A place where people congregate and worship, a place where people go to seek forgiveness and salvation. To break the church's windows may not send you to hell, but damn it, it's sure not creating positive energy in your life either. This sounds like this brother watched First Sunday with Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan one too many times. All right, the church is the place where you go to learn about the most forgiving entity ever, God. Okay, keyword is forgiving. All right, in Derek's mind, he looked at the church to be responsible for giving him money. All right, listen, we know every church collects tithes and offerings and, of course, the building fund that don't really be building anything, but never did we ever think to rob the church. Have we ever thought about taking back our $20, you know what I'm saying, that we put in the collection plate and, putting in a 5 or a couple ones instead? Yes. Okay, every Sunday we think about that when you give in your offering, but you really pushing God's forgiveness when you take the criminal actions in the church. Now, let's keep in mind that police said they found meth and drug paraphernalia on Derek. So he was probably high out of his mind. And when he tells police that he could not remember what happened during various moments inside the church, it's because he was high. All right, but he does remember baptizing himself in the church's baptistry pool. It's safe to say he was high out of his mind, if that's what he thinks, okay? See, Porter claims something was holding his head down under the water while in the pool. Derek, let me be the first to tell you that you were experiencing a meth-induced psychosis, all right, hallucination. You weren't being baptized, you were swimming, all right? You took a lap or two in the church's pool. Now, can you baptize yourself? Sure. All right, it's not the pattern laid out in the Bible, nor is it the recommended method of being baptized. However, if you truly understand the purpose of water baptism that is revealed in the Word of God, okay, you can do it, all right? And if you have no one who was able to baptize you at the time, then, of course, you might do it yourself. But don't listen to me, okay, because there's not a Jakes or Roberts in my name, so I could be totally wrong. But I don't think breaking into a church, being high off meth, is the right environment or setting for a baptism. Now, let me tell you something else. Let me tell you where else this man went wrong and why he's truly getting donkey of the day today. You broke into the church, okay? Send a block to the window. Bang! You caused $8,000 worth of damage to the church. Then you stole all the electronics, TVs, computers, and the church's money bag. That's why you're being charged with burglary of an occupied structure. Now, here's the thing. Your order was off, my brother. Okay, you broke into the church and baptized yourself first and then committed all these sins. If you was going to do it, you should have broke into the church, stole what you wanted to steal, and saved the baptism for last, because the whole point of baptism is to wash away your sins, correct? What you did is the equivalent of taking a shower and then doing a number 2. Okay, you are a different type of human, basically a psychopath, if you shower, then do a number 2 on purpose. Okay, I understand sometimes happens. All right, but nobody purposely takes a shower and then does it number 2. Just like nobody walks into a church, gets baptized, and then sins on purpose. You might sin after you get baptized, but not on purpose. Like, you have to pick one, Derek. All right, if you're going to break into a church and steal, you have to get baptized at a later date, but you damn sure don't baptize yourself first and then sin. Please give Derek Porter the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
Now, I can't prove any of this.
But
I feel like DJ Envy showers and then takes a number 2 on purpose. What do you think, Ashlee?
Is my
This
life
strikes me as the type.
Is that what you're thinking about? Why?
Because the way you looked when I said it.
No.
Yes, when I said it, you looked like
he was unfazed?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, that's not true at all. But the way you just asked that question, it seems like
Why don't you just answer the question?
Hmm?
Why don't you just answer the question?
What? If I poop, I shower.
Do you shower and then poop on purpose, though?
No.
Okay, just
Man,
making
you
sure.
are a liar, and you've always been a liar.
That is not true.
Okay.
When I poop, I shower.
All right. I'm not judging.
Why you all in my butt?
I'm not.
Why are you in my butt?
I'm not, nor do I want to be.
Yo, all right. Then why you asking? BET, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, BET. All right, everybody else, let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. This conversation comes from Yo Gotti. Now, he was doing an interview out in L.A., and he was, as he was doing the interview, his phone rang, and it was his girl, and he answered it. We don't have the audio. Great. Great. What a well-oiled machine this is. So we're asking 800-585-1051. Ladies, do you feel all men should have to have this kind of energy to make sure no matter when you call, they answer? To make sure that you're a priority? That is the question. 800-585-1051. If you ever hear my phone ring during the interview, my phone is always on vibrate, but it only rings for my wife. My wife's is on ring just in case there's a problem, there's an issue, there's a situation, something's wrong with one of the kids, or there's a problem. She can get through the vibration of the phone. So that is the question. 800-585-1051. How do you feel about it, Ashlee?
Absolutely. As a product of somebody who's married to someone who I was friends with for 10 years, absolutely. When I feel like I need to reach you, you better drop everything you're doing so I can reach you. And I think that's what Gotti did with Angela Simmons, because he had been trying to get her, bag her for a while.
Right.
So you ain't going to let go of all that work you put in.
All right, so that is the question. 800-585-1051. Ladies, do you feel all men should have this kind of energy to make you a priority no matter what is going on in your life? Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our special guest host, Ashlee with 2 E's, joining us.
What's going down?
Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Yo Gotti. He was doing an interview out in L.A., and while he was doing the interview, his girl called, and he stopped the interview to answer. Let's take a listen.
I feel like it's you want to take that? I feel like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what up?
Hello?
I'm doing an interview right now.
Okay.
All right. It was Shorty.
So we're asking.
Who was he on with?
I'm not sure.
I think it was Power 106. Was it
was
the
Power
Leakers?
106. I'm not sure if it was the Leakers.
It was the Leakers?
Just Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the
Incredible?
Leakers.
Who's the Just Incredible?
So we're asking 800-585-1051. Ladies, do you feel all men should have this kind of energy to make sure that you're a priority regardless of what's going on? That is the question. I told y'all, my phone is on vibrate. If you ever hear it ring during the interview, it's because it's my wife. She's the only one that could break that vibration of the phone. And I do that just in case, one, I'm oversleeping if I'm out of town, or there's a problem with the kids, or she needs to get in touch with me. I make sure that she is a priority. Now, what about you, Ashlee?
I said the same thing. I said I should be a priority. Like any woman, especially now, if Gotti chased Angela Simmons for how long? You chase her that long, you better be on deck at all times when I need you. Now, do I think he could have just texted her? Yeah, but who knows? You know, her temper. I ain't gonna speak on that.
Charlamagne?
100%. You know what I'm saying? When your wife calls, you got to pick up the phone. But I would give a little pro tip to the brothers. If you're about to do something, if in Gotti's case, he was about to do an interview, you got to let your wife know what you're about to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I get down. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to such and such. I'm gonna be at such and such, so she knows I'm doing something. So therefore, if she does call me, I know it's an emergency. I know it's something. Like she knows I'm doing something. So for her to be calling me, that means that it's like an emergency. Now, if in that case, Gotti probably forgot to tell Angela where he was gonna be at, and so she was calling. So he decided to pick up to let her know, hey man, I'm doing an interview. I ain't on no BS. Or correct. Because if he don't answer, she might just get concerned and get worried because she like, damn, he answered for me any other time. Why he not answering now? That's true. So if you haven't let your wife know where you gonna be at, definitely pick up that phone.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Osha.
Osha, good morning. Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
Good morning. This question kind of tricky.
Your phone taps
your phone is broke up. I can't understand anything you saying.
Yes, because you can be in a conference. Let's say if you were in a conference and you cannot answer the call, that's not a priority.
Black people are amazing.
Thank you.
Black people are amazing.
Why?
Because she going to just sit there and act like she could understand anything that we just said. And just kept talking like it was nothing.
Like it was normal.
We are really an amazing people.
Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, mama?
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya, talk to us.
I was saying that, yes, I think they should have to pick up the phone. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like 2 minutes. I'm sure between two people in a relationship, they know constitutes as an emergency. But my best friend and I were talking about this yesterday, and it seemed kind of coincidental that she called during interview as if she doesn't know his schedule, like it's a little PRE.
Well, she might not have known if he didn't tell her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like you got to tell your wife, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z. That's why if my wife knows I'm doing something and she still calls me, that lets me know that it's a serious situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or he's, obviously he's promoting his new mixtape that's out right now. So he's on the road. Mm-hmm. So he's on the West Coast. She might be on the East Coast. So their times might be a little different. So she might not know. Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, Marshawn.
Hey.
Oh, you got the top down, convertible down, or something, the windows open?
No, I got you on speakerphone.
Oh, can you take this off?
Why are you breathing so hard, man?
You said what now?
What's your thought? Should your man pick up every time you call?
Of course. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm calling for, to talk. But I feel like if he's busy, then just hit me back up. Because you see me calling, so you know it's important.
True. But if I tell you where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to avoid you interrupting me while I'm doing something.
800-585-1051. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Yo Gotti. He was doing an interview with LA Leakers out in LA. During the interview, his girl called and he stopped the interview, or in the middle of the interview, he answered the phone to make sure everything was all right. Ladies, do you feel all men should have this kind of energy, whether you're married or dating? And do you feel like you should be a priority regardless? Let's talk about it. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our special guest host, Ashlee with 2 E's.
What's happening?
Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Yo Gotti. Now, he was doing an interview out in LA with the LA Leakers, and his girl called and he answered during the interview.
I feel like it's you want to check that? I feel like, yeah, go ahead. This yeah, what up?
Hello?
I'm doing an interview right now.
Okay.
All right.
I'm telling you.
It was shorty.
The only reason Gotti answered that phone is because he didn't tell her where he was going to be at prior. I'm telling you, that's what that was for.
He didn't answer what she would have got suspicious.
I don't know if it was been suspicious, but maybe just worried or concerned. You know what I mean? A lot of times people think, you answering the phone because you trying to prove that you're not doing anything. But no, that's just a worry or concern. Like, I know if I call my wife and she don't pick up, I immediately think something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't got nothing to do with, infidelity.
But even my peoples, if they can't get in touch with me for whatever reason, they'll call my wife to call me because they know even if my phone's on vibrate, the phone will ring. So if I'm out of town and I got to get up for a
flight. I don't like the way you say vibrate, man. I just wanted to tell you that. Since you've been saying vibrate since we've been here, I don't like the way you say it.
So what do you call it?
I don't know. It just sounds crazy when it comes out your mouth. Vibrate. I just don't like the way you say it, but continue. That's just a personal thing.
You know what? I'm gonna go into the phone lines. I don't want to talk to you no more because you kinky. You really kinky.
I got nothing to do with kinky.
The last thing you said is vibrate in my mouth. That's the last thing you said. You are kinky. Hello, who's
I did
this?
not say that. Nobody heard that.
From Jersey.
Hey, Keith from Jersey. Now we're talking about Yo Gotti. What's your thoughts about him answering the phone during the interview? Do you want that type of priority?
Yes, absolutely. Who doesn't? But the thing about it is, I want him to feel like that on his own. I don't want to have a conversation about it like, oh, you gotta answer the phone. No, if he feels like that about me, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Also, too, we're speaking from the perspective of being married. Everybody in this room is married.
Right.
Ashlee's married. I'm married. Envy's
But
married.
Gotti's not. That's his girl.
That is just his girl. You're right. For now. But
Right.
you know, we don't know how serious they're getting.
Right, but I mean, it's a girl. It's still in a relationship. That's what you want if you care about somebody and you're serious
Yes.
about somebody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hello, who's this?
Daryl and Mack.
Daryl, what's up? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, me and my wife, we video chat all day, 90% of the time. So when she calls, she's definitely a priority.
I don't believe you, Dara. I don't even think you have a phone with video chat capabilities. You sound like you got you a little flip phone.
Sir.
You got you a little flip phone.
Even when we were dating, we video chat and we never unplugged. We never turn it off.
Well, let me ask you a
And now
question.
that we're married, going on 14 years until now.
How old are y'all?
69, she's 60.
Oh, okay. Y'all OGs. All right. So why do y'all video chat?
Yeah.
Why are y'all away from each other so much that y'all be having a video chat? At work?
Yeah. Well, I just call up, put on video chat, and put the phone in the corner.
She's 60 years old. She still be sending you stuff? Let me talk to her.
She there. She can hear you.
It's good.
What's up, Queen?
Hello.
How are you, Queen?
I'm fine. Thank you.
You still be sending him them little nasty pictures?
Jesus Christ.
We listen to you every night in the Philippines.
In the Philippines?
Hey, y'all in the Philippines?
We're in the Philippines, yeah.
How the hell y'all listen to us in the Philippines?
11 years.
No, I said how.
The iHeartRadio app works in the Philippines?
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio works in the Philippines?
We worldwide.
Yeah, y'all come on every night at 7 o'clock, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
I did not know anything
Well, thank
about
you for
this.
checking in the Philippines. Appreciate it.
Exactly. We love y'all.
Love you too.
We appreciate you young people. Y'all right on point. I really love you.
We ain't that young. We just younger than you.
That's fine. That's fine.
First of all.
But
I need some of this international money. What's up with this Philippines thing, iHeart? Let's talk about that.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, it's Takesha.
Hey, Takesha, talk to us. What's your thoughts, mama?
Okay, so every man is not Yo Gotti. Everybody's not going to answer their phone.
But
not everybody's going to see what they're doing, and that's okay.
Are you offended if they text you back or they absolutely have to answer the phone?
No. Seriously, I'm not, because I'm a different type of person. I just got to argue with my friend this week. I don't answer my phone. It's my phone.
Well,
I don't have to. If I want to.
Yeah, not every time you can answer the phone.
It's just that's a peace of mind.
Yeah, but you know what? Not every time you can answer the phone, because sometimes I can't answer the phone and I'll text, hey, babe, I'm in the interview. I'll call you right back. Everything good? So, yes, I can't answer the phone every single time, but it's just that the priority to make sure you're checking in that everything is okay.
Yeah, and that's cool too. But it's not. There's no reason to. I just didn't understand the big praise about it.
Okay.
The answer. That's nice. That's good. Not everybody's Yo Gotti, and not everybody got Angela Simmons calling them. So
I don't think it got nothing to do with who the people
the celebrity
are. I
knew you was gonna say something. I'm not talking about who the person is. I'm talking about the fact of how she responded. Not everybody's gonna respond the same way that she did. That's what I mean when I said you don't have Angela Simmons calling you.
I just think common courtesy, when you're in a relationship, whether you're married or just in a relationship, if y'all serious, you let your significant other know where you're going.
Yeah.
You let them know where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing. You know what I mean? So therefore, if they do call me, I know it's some type of an emergency because they wouldn't be calling me because I just told them I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
True. But evidently that wasn't the case because
he forgot to tell. Yeah, he didn't tell her. Clearly, he didn't let her know he was doing something.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama. What's the moral of the story if there's a moral?
The moral of the story is it's just a respect thing. Like that's all. Like if you respect your significant other, that's easy. Like and by the way, I think you should answer the phone for your significant other anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. If my wife called me, I stop what I do and pick up the phone because that's what I want for her to do. You know.
All right. Well, we got rumors on the way. What we talking about?
Yes, we're talking about the 2023 VMAs nominations came out. They broke a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Ciara and Russell Wilson. They added another baby to the tribe coming soon.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We got our guest co-host Ashlee with 2 E's.
Good morning.
And let's get to the rumors.
I don't know what y'all been talking.
Ashley with 2 E's.
You already know.
This is the Rumor Report
This is a full circle moment for me.
on The Breakfast Club.
What's happening?
Let me pop it off. First, we got to start off saying congratulations to Ciara and Russell Wilson. They said that they're expecting their baby number 3 together. It's going to be Ciara's 4th because she has the one baby feature. But they already have 3 children together. Sorry, Wynn, their daughter, who's 3, Wynn, their son, their daughter Sienna, who's 6, and then also Ciara's son, Future, 9 together.
Well, congrats.
Congrats to them.
Congrats to the
Love
Wilsons.
that. Yep.
Also, a lot of big records being broken at this year's 2023 VMAs. The nominations are out. Now, Taylor Swift leads the pack with 8 nominations.
Mm-hmm.
SZA comes in second with 6. You got Doja Cat and Nicki. Their follow-up with 5. And women are actually dominating the show because it's the first time ever that there are no men nominated for Artist of the Year. That was introduced in 2017. You got Beyonce, Doja Cat, Karol G, Nicki Minaj, Shakira, and Taylor Swift are nominated. Some feel SZA was slighted. Debatable. That's true. But the first
SZA was last year. Wasn't her album last year, though?
It's Artist of the Year. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
If they came out. But this is the first time 2 artists in the category come from the Latin genre, which is Karol G and Shakira. And the first time they have an Afrobeats category. So the 2023 VMAs are going to be held on Tuesday, September 12th, live from the Prudential Center in Newark. And also, while we're talking about nominations, I got to shout out to y'all because y'all got awards for being recognized on Billboard's 2023 Hip Hop and R&B Players list.
Okay.
Congrats to y'all.
Salute to Billboard
for that.
Y'all, as well as Yee, Thea, Boss, and then Doc Winter are also on there.
And also, too, the MTV Awards, that is definitely a reflection of how the year has been, because the year has been dominated musically
by women.
By women. Yeah.
But let the record show, if that was a category and it was all men, people would be raising hell saying there needs to be more diversity.
I mean, it is diverse, though. I think
ain't no penises. Well, you know what? I don't know what they identify as. Let me shut up.
Shut your ass up. You don't know. Shut your ass up. I'm trying to think, but what dude should be in that category?
This year?
For Artist of the Year?
Probably Dirk is probably the person that would come to mind for me.
Okay.
I think Dirk has had a good year.
What about Travis? But his album just came out.
Uzi. Dirk and Uzi.
Yeah,
Dirk and Uzi. Dirk and Uzi is the 2 that come to mind that could be an Artist of the Year.
Is it too many times for Drake to be nominated?
Oh, Drake could be nominated
every year,
as well.
I feel like every year is Drake's year.
He's been on tour, sold out tour. He dropped the album with 21 Savage. He came with the album with 21 Savage. Yeah, Drake should be in there.
Yeah.
Drake should definitely be in there.
You're right.
Yeah, Drake should be in there.
You're right.
Sold out shows. Yeah, Drake should be in there.
You're right.
Well,
you're right.
Last but not least, on Twitter, it was trending yesterday that Reason and TDE co-president got into a heated exchange publicly. So he was on the Back on Fig discussing his issues with TDE. We have some audio.
Big Reese, you want to have a convo? Let's have a convo, man. It sounds like you don't want to be here, damn near.
Nah, I never said that. I said I would never do it no other way. Let's go viral since you want to do it. Come on.
Hey, T-Real, can you name me 10 Reason songs right now? You from L.A. You a L.A. native. Can you name me 10 Reason songs right now?
No.
Why is that?
I have
Mack, hold on. Mack, you from the team, Mack. Can you name me 10 Reason songs?
Of course.
Honestly, name them.
What
I'm trying to say is, right, Dave never wanted us to sign Reason. He called him a substitute teacher.
Dang.
Dot always said that Reason had talent, but it's going to take more than just talent in this game right now, and everybody know that.
So basically the backstory is Reason felt like the label wasn't moving quickly enough, and we've heard the story before with SZA and TDE. He shared that he had the opportunity to get features from Lotto and ESTG, but TDE didn't handle business on their end. So he's claiming that TDE is limiting his success and progression as an artist by not letting him drop music. And he also mentioned that they had the budgets and they had the ideas, but nothing was executed.
Well, most of our audience wants to know the reason we just played that because they have no idea who Reason is. But Reason is
people know who Reason is. Listen, stop.
And I like Reason. I like Reason's music a lot. The Reason, I think he might be up here next week. Actually.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah, but I just know a lot of our listeners have no idea who the hell he is. So I mean, it is. I don't know whose fault that is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's TDE's or Reason's. I don't think it's ever anybody's fault when an artist isn't heard. We have the internet. You have all of these streaming platforms. There's a million different ways to be heard. If the consumer isn't gravitating towards you, I don't like when people just blame the label. It just might not be your time yet. Just keep being consistent.
Or it might not be that song. It might not be that situation. It might not be that project.
That's right.
But I'm assuming he's also frustrated because he's not getting feedback. They're just like, nah, don't drop. When SZA was going on her Twitter rant when she couldn't drop, she said the same thing, that they weren't telling her why. They just said, no, don't drop.
Well, the reason I would always listen to a label like TDE is because when they finally do put an artist out and get behind an artist, the artist usually goes.
SZA.
I mean, look at Doechii. Doechii about to go right now.
Yeah.
Doechii's going.
Doechii.
You know what I mean? Things take time. That's all.
All right. All right. Well, that is your rumor report. Now let's get into the People's Choice Mix. 800-585-1051. Of course, the Roots and LL stopped through earlier, so let's start the mix off with some LL. Of course,
Big L.
It's 50 years of hip hop this week.
Nobody calls him that.
What, Big Ellie?
Mm-hmm.
We about to start.
But nobody calls you Uncle Snacky, so y'all even.
That is not true.
That is true.
I didn't
that is absolutely.
I didn't even make that name up.
Yes, you did.
The Women from the Poor Minds podcast, Dre and Lex created that name for me.
Oh man, we need to get them glasses.
I don't know why you hating on these takes.
Yo, shut up. Stay on Snack is what we call them.
You're just not in the art.
I'm not in the art.
You can't appreciate the art.
You can't appreciate art when you see it.
What?
I am art. You hear me? Look at me. Look at me, King. I am art. Okay? Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Okay. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
If you're hiring, you know it's hard to attract top talent. Team up with the hiring partner who understands how tough it is and knows what you need. ZipRecruiter. Go to this exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We still got our special guest co-host, Ashlee, with 2 E's.
What's going down?
And we appreciate you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for stopping by.
Me.
How'd you enjoy your experience?
I loved it. It was a little intimidating at first, but you know.
How?
Because I told you, it's a full circle moment for me. I used to be the little bum board up back in the day. Like,
yeah, but you are people's. You my niece. Like
I know, but when you sit in this seat and the cameras are on and everybody doing everything, it's a lot going on. But nah, I appreciate it, y'all. Me and Envy, we've only met like twice. You know, at the car shows.
For real?
So this is the most we've ever talked or interacted on our show.
Damn.
I don't see Ashlee.
I know. He ain't at Houston. I ain't up in New York. So, it's all good.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me.
And Ashlee is iHeart Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Ashlee is already, like, you know, you do middays on 50 markets?
I do middays on 1. I have a morning show in 13 cities, and I'm in 37. I do nights. So.
And she's the national music director, right?
Talk about it.
Long story short,
so.
Ashlee don't need no job.
Nope.
You know
don't say that. Don't say that. Hey, Doc Winter listening, don't listen to that. Not at all. I could always take a few more stations, you know, but yeah, like I said, that we talked about my journey yesterday. Thanks to y'all. Thanks to Charlamagne for like my mentorship through my entire career, and you know, the boss, Thea,
Coach,
for taking on my late night crying calls for my whole life. But you know, we here.
That's right.
Somebody, I remember you said a long time ago when y'all were doing the Change for Change?
Yep.
One time, Charlamagne said that having a black woman in power actually gets things done, and that's 100% the truth. So I'm trying to come up as the next one after Thea. So I appreciate this opportunity with y'all, and y'all see me behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on 50 stations. Let's add some more. Let's get to 90 whatever y'all are on.
Ashlee definitely the one of those next, you know, big executives in this radio game.
Absolutely.
This media game, period.
That's right.
And I'm the youngest, so I was talking to Red, let's get some more. If you ever want to be a PD, come find me.
Nobody wants to be behind the scenes no more. Everybody wants to be talent. You know what I mean? They either want to start a podcast or, you know, be in front of the camera. Nobody wants to be behind the scenes. We're the producers. We're the program directors.
You can start a podcast. Everybody can start a podcast. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has like a profession or something they're interested in. But go where your gifts lie. Like if you are not like the on-air type of person, go to programming. If you understand music better and you understand like music, like relationships, like go to being a PD. There's so many more things. There's so many things to do with a radio station other than being the on-air personality.
That's right.
But we don't market it, you know, that well. But we got I ain't gonna say we got a lot of jobs, but we got a lot of different, you know, career paths up here.
That's right.
All right. So when we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still here with our co-host, Ashlee, with 2 E's.
With Hannon.
All right, now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, but first I want to tell everybody, tonight, if you're in New York City, I'll be at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture at 6 p.m. because the good brother, Jay Jenkins, better known as Jeezy, he dropped his first book yesterday, Adversity for Sale. It's available everywhere you buy books right now, and we'll be in conversation tonight. So I'll be in conversation with Jeezy tonight at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, 6 p.m. in New York City, 515 Malcolm X Boulevard, and Jeezy's having a book signing right after the conversation. So salute to the Greenwood Collective, and yeah, we'll see y'all tonight, man. We see you tonight. And the positive note is simply this, man. Always remember, hurt people hurt others, but luckily healed people heal others. Safe people shelter others. Free spirits free others. Enlightened people illuminate others. And love always wins. So shine your light of love on all who may cross in your path today, because what you do matters. All right? All right.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?